Hi, I'm Darren Cook at Big Stick Combat. A reader recently wrote me and asked how I would counter, what would the Big Stick Combat counter be to Irish stick fighting, particularly as practiced by Sifu Glenn Doyle. So his style is using a shillelagh, something like this. This is made by Cold Steel. It's really too heavy to be practical. So today I'm going to use a lighter stick like this. So Irish stick fighting is certainly a very solid system. My point here is just to say, well, what are the possible options, or looking at what are the pros and cons of each of these systems. I want to ask my daughter Diana to come in here and help me. So Irish stick fighting, generally the system is set up something like this. Here's our first stance. Now I'm going to pop this out. I can pop this out and jab. It's a very quick, bouncy strike, which is surprising for a big stick because it's quick and snappy like a jab. So any opening, any sloppiness on your part, they're going to be able to pop that in. Now just about the time, particularly if you think you're going to back away, about the time you think you have the strike gauged, he can switch up. And notice all of a sudden the much longer reach. So if you thought you were going to back away, I switch up and you've been nailed with that. So the counter, in Big Stick Combat, we're striking with two hands. Now you want to be careful, as always, the target is not the hand, the target is not the stick. If you strike for the stick, they're going to move back and then now counter with that strike. So what we're going to do with a more powerful two-handed strike, now notice this is the horizontal orientation. The Big Stick Combat is more of a vertical orientation. We're going to strike heavily with two hands, hit the stick to negate whatever this technique here is, and extend. So even if I move the stick, I'm going to get nailed on that extension. For safety's sake, she's going to hit and extend over my shoulder. Okay, so that is my counter, at least to that phase of Irish stick fighting. Now the other thing to keep in mind is that Irish stick fighting is now going to come from in close, is going to now go into this system. This is what Grandmaster Estelilia calls bambolia. I call it this is the staff grip. I believe though that in close that the rifle grip is going to be more effective. You have more options, including a thrust. Also, I can hit and very quickly go into a full power strike. So the moment I can break, I can gouge, pop up, and strike. So I believe when it comes to staff grip versus rifle grip in close, that I can also do an upward, pretty vicious upward hooking thrust. One other thing on this type of a block, this is a very strong block. They're going to use this in both Kabarwan and in Irish stick fighting. The counter is to be able to very quickly change directions. So if I hit here, I can quickly do a pop. I can also, the other option is I can do a shortened strike and pop it in. So when he thinks it's blocked, I shorten it and move in. Last thing I wanted to say was that Sifu Doyle had a technique, if I can borrow that. It was his father's favorite technique. What he would do, throw the stick and then come in punching. I wanted to adopt that technique. I wanted to be able to throw the stick without losing it. So what I did from a carry grip, I call this a carry grip. So if I'm walking, I'm carrying a stick like this. It's a surprise attack. I throw that out. So particularly because the baseball bat has a handle, I can throw this, the toss thrust. I can throw it throw it down low to the groin or knee. But just a surprise technique, and then follow through with a strike. So those are just some ideas, Big Stick Combat and Irish stick fighting. Thank you.